Hello learners, this is Neha. Welcome back to our YouTube channel India's Learner. Friends, in this video we are going to study the chapter 3 from class 8th, Social and Political Life, that is, why do we need a parliament? In this chapter we will learn about the parliamentary system, its components and functions. So now we are going to do the summarized study of the complete chapter. Please watch the video completely for better understanding, and those who are new to our channel, they are requested to please subscribe our channel. Now let us know about what are the major topics to be discussed in the chapter. So first we will understand what is the parliamentary system. Then we will come to know about what is the parliament and its composition. Then we will do the comparative study of both the houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Then we will study about the parliament in session. Also we will learn about the functions of the parliament. Then we will come to know about the president and his powers. Also in the last we will discuss about the prime minister and the council of ministers. So now let us first understand why should people decide. Friends, as we all know, our country India is a democratic country, and a democratic country is one in which its citizens participate in the decision making process of the government. So, we have adopted a parliamentary system of governance. In this parliamentary system of governance, the parliament is supreme and it represents the people. It is a system of democratic governance of a state in which the party with the greatest representation in the parliament is considered as the ruling party and has power to form the government, and the leader of the majority party in the parliament is called the head of the government, that is the prime minister. Further, the prime minister chooses ministers from among the people to form the council of ministers or the executives. So now executives and the council of minister is a part of legislature or the parliament. Here legislature and executives are closely related and share powers with each other. This system functions on the principles of ministerial responsibility. Now, let us understand what are the important components of the parliament. Friends, the parliament is also called union legislature or Sansad, and it has full control over the government. In India, we have adopted bicameral system of the parliament at the center. That means we have in the parliament as a components two houses. The first one is Rajya Sabha and the second house, that is called Lok Sabha. Also we have third important components, that is the president, who is the nominal head of the government. So finally we have the three important components of the parliament: president and the two houses Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Now let us do a comparative study of both the houses of parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Let us first start with the other names of these two houses. Lok Sabha here is also called House of the People or the lower house, while the Rajya Sabha is also known as Council of the States or upper house of the parliament. Let's talk about the maximum seats over here. So, the maximum number of members in the Lok Sabha can be 552. Out of these, 530 members are elected from the different states and the 20 members are elected from different union territories, and the 2 members are nominated by the President of India. These are Anglo-Indians. In the Rajya Sabha, The maximum number of members can be 250. Out of these, 238 members are elected and 12 members are nominated by the President of India. Now let us understand at present what is the total strength of the members in both the houses. The first here, the Lok Sabha, at present the total strength is 545. Out of these, 543 members are elected and the 2 are nominated by the Presidents of India. And in Rajya Sabha, at present the total strength is 245. Out of these, 233 are elected and 12 are nominated by the President of India. Let's know about its term. So, the term of the Lok Sabha is 5 years, and while in the Rajya Sabha the term is 6 years. Presiding officer, yes, in the lower house of the Parliament, that means in Lok Sabha, the presiding officer is Lok Sabha Speaker, and in the upper house of the Parliament, that means in Rajya Sabha, the presiding officer is Vice President. Let us know what the members are called. So, member of both the houses are known as MP, that means member of Parliament. Let's talk about the eligible age to become an MP in both the houses. So, here in the Lok Sabha, to become an MP, the member must be have 25 years or above of the age, and in Rajya Sabha the MP must be of 30 years or above in his age. Let's talk about the dissolution. So, yes, the Lok Sabha can be dissolved even before its full term of 5 years in case of emergency, and the Rajya Sabha, which is the upper house, cannot be dissolved in any case. Let's talk about the reserved seats. So, in the lower house, Lok Sabha, 131 seats are reserved. Out of these, 84 seats are reserved for scheduled caste candidates and 47 seats are reserved for scheduled tribes. While in Rajya Sabha, no reserved seats are available. Let's talk about the process of election. So, in Lok Sabha, the election of the MP are done by the direct election method, and to be elected as an MP in the Rajya Sabha, here is a system of single transferable vote. Let us understand the Parliament in session. So, first we will understand what is a session. The period during which the House meets to conduct its business is called a session. The Parliament ordinarily meets in 3 sessions in a year. These are budget session, monsoon session and winter session. The institution empowers the President to summon each House at such intervals that these intervals should not be more than a 6 months gap between the 2 sessions. So hence the Parliament must meet at least twice a year. For this purpose, the President addresses both the houses at the beginning of the first session. Let us understand a very important procedure of the session. That is the question hour. What is the question hour? The first house of each day's sitting in which the members can raise any issues or ask questions from the ministers or the executives is considered as the question hour. So now let us know what are the functions of the Parliament. Some major functions of the Parliament are here, in which the first is select the executives. So friends, as we all know, a political party must have the greatest representation in the Parliament to form a government, and after being a ruling party, its leader becomes the head of the government, that is the Prime Minister. He or she further selects minister from among the MPs who belong to his party to work with him as a council of minister or the executives, which is a group of persons who work together to implement the laws made by the parliament. These ministers take charge of various government ministries such as Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Home Affairs, etc. So select the executive is a very important function of the parliament. The second is control and guide the government. As we all know, the parliament exercises control over the ministers and their work through various means such as questions. For this, the parliament, while in session, begins with a question hour. Through these questions, the members keep a check on the functioning of various departments. So, the Prime Minister and his ministers are responsible to the Parliament for their work. So, in this way, they control and guide the government. Next is organ of information. Through questions, MPs provide information to the people about the working of the government. The government also knows the opinion of the people through their representatives in the parliament. Next is remove the high officials. Yes, the parliament can impeach and remove the president of India and the vice president of India. It can also recommend the removal of judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts. This is another very important function of the parliament. Amend the constitution. Yes, only it is the parliament which can amend the constitution of India. Generally, an amendment to the constitution requires a two-third majority of the two houses of the parliament. Very important, the last is law making. Law making is the most important function of the parliament. It makes laws on a variety of subjects that are under the jurisdiction of the central government. Let's talk about the president, his position and powers. So in our country India, the president is a formal head of the state or the nominal head of the state and also considered as the first citizen of India. He is also the commander in chief of the Indian Armed Forces. Term, yes, the term of the president is 5 years. Eligible age, he or she must be 35 years or above of his or her age or also be qualified as an MP. Process of election. So, in our country India, the election of the president is held in accordance with the system of proportional representation by means of a single transferable vote. Oath. Yes, the oath of the president is administered by the CJI or the Chief Justice of India. About his or her removal, yes, through impeachment, which requires a special majority in both the houses, his or her removal can be done. Let's talk about the powers of the president. So in our country India, the president has the supreme power and about his powers, let us understand. He has executive powers, legislative powers, emergency powers, financial powers, diplomatic powers, military powers and judicial powers. The president, as we already knew, that have power to select or nominated the members in both the houses and also he can put the emergency in the country. Also he had some financial powers as he can pass the bill and he has military powers also as he is the commander in chief of the Indian Armed Forces. So he has the supreme power in the country. Let's talk about the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. First, the Prime Minister. Yes, Prime Minister in our country India is the real head of the government as he or she is the leader of the majority party of Lok Sabha. Also, the Prime Minister is the ex officio chairperson of the Planning Commission and he plays an important role and link between the President and the legislature and he is also responsible for eligible functioning of the government. And likewise the Council of Ministers, which are selected by the Prime Minister, are also responsible to the Parliament for any decision. And yes, the Council of Ministers consists of three types. The first is Cabinet Ministers. Cabinet Minister who heads a ministry. Second type is Ministers of States who assist the Cabinet Ministers, and third type is Ministers of State with independent charge. Thanks for watching the complete video. Please do like and comment and subscribe my channel for more such videos of NCERT Social Science.